Stop pretending your country is so bad. I'm so tired of seeing this shit online. Now we got Canadians saying how bad their country is. Toronto is the second safest city in the world. And we have these dudes trying to tell us how dangerous Toronto is. It's like New York City. Is New York City dangerous? No. Brooklyn's dangerous, the Bronx, but Manhattan's safe as hell. The tourist areas, man, you can wander around there all you want. Ain't a damn thing gonna happen to you at all. Parts of Brooklyn too, Bensonhurst, and even parts of Bushwick that are being gentrified and things like that. There's tons of safe areas in New York City, bro. There are bad areas, but there's tons of safe areas. Nobody brings up New York City when they're talking about the most dangerous places. They bring up East St. Louis. They bring up Flint, Michigan. Places like that. There are terrible places in America. As a matter of fact, America is the only civilized country. And by civilized country, I mean with an actual government that works, an actual police force, etc. Not Brazil, Mexico. Those are not civilized countries. The fucking government is literally feeding the people to drug cartels and gangs. We're talking about actually countries where the police and government have some type of say and hold over the people. In America, we're the only country with cities in the top 20 worst in the whole list. Everything else is Mexico, Venezuela, South Africa, and Brazil. And America is in there. America is terrible. And I think people that live outside of America don't understand how violent and dangerous some of these cities in America are, how big the gang issue is. There are over 1 million gang members in America. 1 million. Can you comprehend what 1 million gang members look like? And this is what's documented. This is not counting the ones that are undocumented. It's not counting the motorcycle gangs. It's not counting the smaller gangs that are inactive with the larger gangs, like street gangs. Like Miami has a bunch of like street gangs and shit, things like that. It's not even counting them. It's probably closer to 2 million gang members in America. That is a preposterous amount of people. If you took 2 million people and you put them somewhere, the size of that mass would just be astronomical. You couldn't even see over the waves of people. And that's just the gang members. It's not the organized crime. It's not the people who are criminals, the drug addicts, etc. America is a really shitty place when you get down to brass tacks and you think about how bad this country is doing as far as violence and crime. It's not a flex. Nobody's flexing by saying, well, America crime statistics are et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody's flexing. We're just trying to explain to you that where you live at is not what you think it is. People are like, oh my God, I live in Winnipeg, Canada. It's so, shut the fuck up. You have a murder rate of 4.9. You wouldn't even make the top 100 most dangerous cities in America. Your murder rate wouldn't even make the top 100. That's how low it is. And that's the murder capital of Canada. You have people in London, well, if we had guns, we have more stabbings. No, you don't. The United States has more stabbings per capita. And before, well, the United States is bigger. Shut up. Per capita, per percentage wise, we have more stabbings, which means for every 100,000 people we have, more people get stabbed than for every 100,000 people you have. Therefore, your chance of getting stabbed in America is much higher than in London. Not to mention your chance of getting shot is astronomical. So yeah, it's a bad place. It's not a flex. It's just explaining to you the situation that's going on so you can understand. It's like people saying, oh, well, Mexico ain't that bad. Because yes, the fuck it is. Mexico is horrendous. It is terrible. It is a collapsed government that does nothing for the people, that is ran by drug cartels. They murdered a pastor or a preacher in his congregation. Like, bro, what? Like, they just kill anybody over there. They don't care. They'll kill your whole fucking family for $30. They'll kill your whole family for 30 cents. They don't care. So yeah, there are places that, and you need to understand this, because people come to America and they'll be like, oh, well, you know, America's just the same as everywhere else. I'm from a bad neighborhood in London. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're from an impoverished area that has crime. It's not a bad area. It's okay. You can walk to school without fear of getting shot. You can go to the corner store without people having shootouts in front of it. Matter of fact, there was a lady at the corner store by my house, and I live in a nice neighborhood. Don't get me wrong. I live in a nice neighborhood. There's a store by my house, and a lady was in a car and somebody beeped at her from behind. She told the guy to fuck off. The guy shot her car up while her kids were in it and everything at the fucking corner store. This was like last year. Shit happens, bro. Even in decent neighborhoods, even in good neighborhoods in America, shit like that happens. You telling me that in London, in the good neighborhoods, there be shootouts sometimes just randomly? Like, that shit literally happens in America. America is shit. America sucks. And we be trying to tell y'all, and y'all are too thirsty to try to put this fake gangster image on, to try to be thugs and gangsters and shit. You're not. You're not. You have no comprehension what it's like over here, especially during the riots and shit like that. There was no police. There was no police presence. They was burning shit down, attacking people, killing people. Shootings were sky high and not even being reported. You know what the police did? They left. They left. When people were rioting in New York City, the police left. They just drove off. Let them do what they was doing. Imagine if you lived in one of them buildings that was getting robbed or burned or some shit. Police just left. They wasn't there for the people. The corruption within our police force is ridiculous. The corruption within our government, from the NRA, from pharmaceutical companies that are feeding pills and creating a drug problem within America, is crazy. Like, you have no idea what it's like over here. Stop fucking pretending that it's so bad where you live at. If you live in England, you live in Canada, you live in any of these places, be happy that you live there. Be like, I don't want to live in America. It's a shithole. Like, it's way nicer over here where it is. Everybody in America wishes they lived in Canada. I'm telling you right now, nobody in Canada wishes they lived in America. At least nobody with no fucking sense.